but we stick with the football. And this story around Arne Slot, the final manager, potentially becoming the next Liverpool manager. Let's cross to Holland and get the very latest on this and find out a little bit more about his suitability for the role. Steven Kooijman is a Dutch football writer at Dutch Telegraph and covered AZ Alkmaar during the Slot years. Good afternoon, Steven.
Yeah, good afternoon, boys.
So, how strong a story is this in your eyes? I'm sure you and your colleagues on the paper have been digging into this, ringing all your contacts. If you were a betting man, would you be saying that Arne Slot's going to be the next Liverpool manager?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we know him quite a bit, and know Feyenoord as well. They're already looking for a new manager. No, it's a done deal. Yeah.
Okay. What's different this year? I mean, he turned down Tottenham.
He's been linked with a lot of English clubs.
He has. He turned down Leeds, turned down Tottenham last year. The timing didn't feel right. They just won the title. This year they're going to probably finish second, aren't they? So he's not been able to follow that up. So what is different? Is it the fact it's Liverpool, or what's changed?
Well, I'm not sure. I think Spurs didn't want to go, all the way to the moon to contract him. Was also had to do something with buyouts and stuff like that. Obvious, Liverpool is a way bigger name than Spurs. Sorry for Spurs. I think the style of football is also the Arne Slot style of football. So he likes to play 4-3-3. He believes that you can play, that you can be successful as a manager with attractive football. So that I think also important. And come on, boys, Liverpool is huge.
On the other hand, though, it's following Jurgen Klopp, who's been very successful, and that's never easy. I mean, all managers believe in themselves, but that he's under pressure right from the word go. Really, I think.
Yeah, you're right. But if one person believes in himself, it's Arne Slot. And maybe an interesting fact: he is from Bergenheim. It sounds German, and it's pretty close to the German border. Actually, he's only 3 miles from the border, so he's sort of a half German. So maybe that'll help him. No, you're right. Jurgen Klopp is a legend. So I mean, one is never sure about if he can succeed him. But the moment he started his coaching career, his training career, he was an assistant first. He has been always successful. Always make him the manager of Sunderland, and his team will play attractive football. Will play, what did Ruud Gullit say? Sexy football.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think he's a top candidate because of his style of managing. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it goes in an interesting time, and it's important really that Liverpool as a club knows the next man's going to be really before the end of the season. I wonder is this going to unsettle. So the Feyenoord, as I said, they're well off the pace with PSV, so they're not going to win the title. So I suppose in some ways that doesn't compromise what's going on in Holland. And the Liverpool players kind of need to know who's going to be in next year. You don't want to kind of vacuum, which is what they've had really since the Klopp announcement.
No, but I think that it's a very good time actually to leak this news. I mean, Feyenoord just won the cup. That's not that as hard as it is in England. So, he gave Feyenoord a second prize. And I think that is understanding with the director, Mike Tukluske, who worked in the US. He knows that if there's a real big club, is calling, that he will answer the phone. And they need to buy him out. So I think Feyenoord already is speaking of 15 million euros. So we're not that rich, in the Netherlands.
So we were hearing 10 million euros, but you think it's nearer 15, Steven? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. But maybe that's the starting. The starting bid of Liverpool is 10, and the Feyenoord will ask 15. So somewhere in between.
Sure.
Yeah,
he's going to be aware of how difficult it's been for Erik Ten Hag. Though he wouldn't be human if he hadn't. I mean, it's been difficult for him, hasn't it? And it's hard to see him. It's hard to see Ten Hag there next season.
You know what? It was hard for Ruud Gullit. It was hard for Ronald Koeman. It was hard for Louis van Gaal. But this is a different guy. I'm pretty sure about that. He's I think he will speak his English quite proper. He's eloquent. He's civilized. He's more a Jurgen Klopp type than an Erik ten Hag type. But you're right. Yeah, of course he knows it's hard. And there are like 4 or 5 huge contenders in the Premier League, right?
Mm.
So you won't finish as number 1 or 2 guaranteed as in the Netherlands. So yeah.
Do you sense, finally, we've just mentioned Ten Hag, so I'll ask you the question, do you sense that he won't survive and be at Manchester United next year?
I wouldn't put any no Dutch old gill on that. No, I don't think so. No.
No. And you said Feyenoord already looking for another manager. Have they got anybody in mind?
Yeah, the guy, his name is Oosting. Sort of that he's from the East. Slot is from the East. No, FC20, yeah, their manager.
Oh, okay.
He's developing, doing well, yeah.
Wow. All right, well, good stuff, Stephen. That's interesting. Done deal you kicked us off with. Excellent. So, look, good to talk to you. Thanks for joining us.
One thing.
Yeah.
No, Slot is a real good friend of the former Liverpool goalie, Sander Westerveld. They play a lot of golf together.
Oh, okay.
So he's got a man on the inside.
Just a small detail.
Man on the inside who can probably help him out. Yeah. Thank you, Stephen.
You never know. Okay, bye, guys.
Stephen Kooijman there, Dutch football writer.
Interesting.
Feeling that it's done. It's done. He's going to be the next Liverpool manager. That is very interesting. Very confident. And this is a man who knows him pretty well.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, we await the white smoke from Anfield. As we said, they'll probably want to announce it early on because there's recruitment to be done. Players need to know where they stand, who's going to be in charge. And, and it'll give Jurgen Klopp a chance to welcome him in and say nice things at the last game of the season, just as Sir Alex Ferguson did. That didn't work quite as well for David Moyes. I hope that works out slightly better. So we're talking boxing in the next hour, bit of rugby. Tom Gilby's going to join us, wine connoisseur and wine dealer who ran the marathon in London at the weekend, having a glass of wine at each mile. And also predicting what they were, spotting them and revealing what they were. And that's all to come. Tim Vickery with us later on. We'll talk some Manchester United and lots more besides. And we'll build up to the Merseyside derby live on talkSPORT from 8.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.